ready to. We're gonna be ready in a second here. Beef. Warm up my thumb by zigzagging on the main menu and drive everyone nuts with the annoying sound.
Oh, hell yeah.
All right, I think we're up.
I mean, heck yeah.
And give it like 15 to 20 seconds to make sure we're good.
Yeah, we're up.
We're up.
Yeah.
All right, let's do it. All right, this is.
What's happening, gamers?
This is Weebman World, 100%. This game is pretty dope.
It's the most
and
dope game.
I'll explain what 100% is and why I'm using the Japanese version as we go. But here we go. All right, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
Dab.
All right.
Make sure to give your good luck dabs to my boy Joester.
Yeah.
As he crushes this game.
All right. So the main movement tech in this game is not rev rolling.
It's wiggling.
Yeah, wiggling or zigzagging. I prefer zigzag. And so how that works?
You do not have a brain.
How that works is you go faster in diagonal directions for no good reason, other than the Namco is good at making games. So if you alternate diagonals, you get the speed boost from going diagonally while still going in a straight line. And so the faster you alternate diagonals, the faster you go.
You
and
can
the more time
go
you save.
faster and faster up to TAS level where it's zigzagging on every single frame, and the TAS of this game is insane to watch.
The task goes faster than the game can like move the camera by a lot, which makes it really entertaining to watch. So
yeah,
I would
there's
recommend
a lot of waiting around for the game to load.
Yeah,
It's
I would recommend giving that a watch after this run, of course, because this run is way more important right now.
Very important. So you're doing 100%, which entails beating every level, collecting every Pac-Man letter, and beating every maze.
Correct.
Am I correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Those are the requirements. And I also have to save all my friends, which is the plot of the game, but that's an implied requirement since you have to actually do that to even be allowed to beat the game.
Right. On top of that, in the American version, to get 100%, you have to complete marathon mode, which is 36 Pac-Man, like arcade Pac-Man style mazes all in a row, which we will be seeing those kinds of mazes throughout the game, just in levels, starting with this level, Corsairs Cove.
And that takes like 45 minutes, so the Japanese version actually saves 45 minutes in this game. Like, not even exaggerating, it saves 45 minutes.
Does Japanese just not have it or not require it?
Oh, it's not. It's in the game. It's just not required. You get 100% without it.
So yeah, Japanese is used because no marathon mode, which is very good.
Yeah. Marathon mode it was fun to route out, but in a run you play for like an hour and a half and then just everyone leaves your stream because it's terrible.
Do we skip the bosses in this category?
Yes, we do, but I'll explain that later. Like
we'll get to that.
That's going to be really important after the next level. Yeah. All right. So I'm just going around getting these letters, and this level, again, like every level except for that first one, has a maze in it. And I'm gonna skip into this one by going out of bounds here and just falling down. Where am I? Okay. I didn't know where I was. I was way closer to inbounds than I normally am. All right, so this is the first maze, and it's way slower than all the other mazes since you're underwater.
Yeah, the water mazes for some reason just slow your movement down.
This is the only one that is underwater, which is nice.
I don't know why they're even in the game, honestly.
Yeah, probably because you have to enter this maze underwater. This is the only maze you actually enter underwater, so that's probably why. Every other maze is on land. So some things about the mazes is that, first of all, the later mazes will have hazards in them, which hurt you. But on
aside from the ghosts.
But on the Japanese version, if you have a power pellet active, both in the main game and in a maze, nothing hurts you, which is hilarious.
Wait, what? Really?
Yeah, so that makes a lot of the later mazes much, much easier because you can just get a power pellet and just walk through everything and take no damage. However, on the Japanese version, if you die in a maze, the game sends you out of the maze and locks you out of completing it. So if I die in any of these mazes, I have to re-enter the level in order to actually get credit for beating it, which is a bummer. There's only really like 1 or 2 mazes where that's even like remotely a threat, and they're both near the end of the game.
So if you do die in a maze, do you have to, if you were to re-enter the level, do you have to finish the level after beating the maze for it to count towards your percentage?
Yes, so what I would do is I'll explain what I would do after the first boss, because we haven't explained that skip yet. Alright, first of all, I do not want to mess up this bounce off this bird, or I'll be really sad. Okay, because if you mess that up, you have to go way around to get that A.
Another thing about wiggling is that it does work underwater. It's just, for some reason, a lot more difficult and pretty inconsistent.
Yeah, it's much. You have to if you have to swim up for a little bit to get it to work, which is
It's just
really
on
weird.
and off for whether or not it works.
Okay, I'm gonna go for cool scenery views here, even though it probably won't save me time anymore. Yeah, it's not gonna save me
Did
time
they
anymore.
add a barrel where the N is in the Japanese version?
Yeah, they put a humongous barrel there, so it's like impossible to fail.
Yeah, in the original American version of this game, where the N was in this level, there was a destructible crate, and if you butt bounce on it once, the crate is gone afterwards. So if you don't get onto the ledge to get the N afterward, after breaking that crate, you pretty much just can't get it at all.
You can still get it,
Well,
but it's
get it with
not
some wiggle.
casually. You don't know what to do. All right, so I'm gonna
Yeah.
die in this bonus round for a very important reason, which we will explain after the next level. But basically, if I didn't die in that bonus round, if I just left it, it would activate a glitch that I really don't want active, especially in a marathon run.
Wait,
Because
can you not just like jump off the left at the start?
no, there's
there?
an invisible wall around there. You can't actually die,
That sucks.
which is lame. Alright, so here is another skip. So this wall just doesn't exist. So I'm just going to jump back behind this door. Where's the switch? There we go. Okay. So that saves a lot of time because that lets me do really cool routing with the fruit in this level. Like I can take this banana and use it to open another door.
Shout out to that skip where you go into the banana door. That used to be a thing we did way, way back, and now it's a thing we do only in 100%.
Okay. And just this swag strat where you shoot the dot as you're falling down from rolling. Our boy Rob the Gamer informed me of that one. Okay, yeah, so by skipping that first door and then getting that
Oh, that
early
one.
apple, I'm essentially like a fruit ahead in this level, and so that
Oh,
lets
you
me.
didn't know about that strat with the throwing
Yeah.
back dot?
I mean, I knew about it for a while. Just like he was the first person I saw do it.
Oh, okay.
All right, so if you thought the skip to get into the maze in the last level was hilarious, this one's even better because you just
You
fall
can
down.
skip behind most fruit doors in this game, at least
Yeah.
most of the important ones.
Yeah, some of them like you can skip behind, but the fruit is like right next to it. So what's the point of even bothering?
Right.
All right, so this maze layout is exactly the same as the last one, but
just-
there's no water.
Just pretty cool, amazing.
Yeah,
I don't think it's known before. I
and-
haven't watched a whole lot of 100% for this
And
game.
what's even better is on the American version of this game, this maze is one of the worst gripes I have with designing mazes in these games, and that is that it has multiple dead ends, which is terrible design. So it makes this maze way more annoying, but without the dead ends on this version, it's free, so.
So they redesigned mazes for this?
Just this one. This is the only one that I could tell was different.
I think
so.
this is actually the same maze from the first one
It
without
is.
the water.
Yeah, it is. It's exactly the
That's
same.
weird.
I think it is the same even in the other versions, but there's the barrels that are in the way. That there's like 5 or 6 of them that make a bunch of dead ends, which is really stupid.
Yeah, that should never be in effect.
Yeah, would not recommend.
I don't know if you've played Baby Pac-Man, but that is one of the worst Pac-Man games ever made.
I've never played it, and now I will never play it.
It's a hybrid maze game and pinball machine. And the pinball is complete jank. It's designed terribly so that you lose in like 2 seconds every time. And the maze is filled with dead ends and the AI sucks. And it's just it looks like a bootleg game too. Like all the sprites are like outlines instead of like filled in. It looks really bad. I mean, it is really bad. But
Right, so I'm gonna get a bunch of 1-ups in this stage, mostly because A, it's really easy to die, both just in this game in general and in this category, and B, there are multiple death abuses in this category as well. Unlike most of the other categories where there's only like 1 or 2. This one has way more. Also, I have no health here, so this is extremely encouraging. I'll probably die at the end here and get really angry.
gamer rage inbound.
Okay, so here comes this ghost, gonna pwn me. Okay, he did not pwn me. Alright, I would have died if that was the US version, by the way, because that bridge doesn't exist.
Yeah, for some reason they made the Japanese version a lot easier. Like, pretty much everything about the Japanese version is just
Yeah,
easier.
everything is easier.
For most of the things, it's just kind of like convenience stuff with like kind of like poor design choices that they remedied.
Yeah. All right. I exit out of that bonus round for a very good reason, which we'll explain here. All right. So this is the first boss of the game, and what I'm going to do is to set up cycles. I'm going to death abuse here. And there actually are no global cycles anyways. I'm just memeing because that boss is now beaten.
I got him.
Yeah,
got trolled.
So how that works is when you exit out of a bonus round, the game still thinks you're in one. And the ways to end a bonus round are have the time run out, get everything, exit level or die. And if you exit level, that's still active, so you can still do one of those things to end the bonus round of whatever level you're in. So by dying, it thinks I beat the bonus round for the boss. Even though the boss has no bonus round, it still thinks that.
For some reason, they didn't, when programming the bonus rounds, they didn't account for the fact that you can exit out of a bonus level from the pause menu, just like you can a normal level. So that's why it saves the state of being in a bonus level, and that carries over. It also carries over to the hub world, and if you manage to die in the hub world, there's some
game freezes.
It depends on like where you do it.
Sometimes it immediately freezes. Sometimes it does a bunch of wacky stuff and then it freezes. Also, I did skips for the first 2 letters in this level. The second one, I bounced up against the scenery and it pushed me up a little bit, which gave me just enough height to grab that ledge. And that skip actually saves like 30 seconds.
Yeah, you have to go all the way around.
It's really annoying.
Whole thing.
Yeah, you got to get a peach,
very drawn out.
Eat a pack.chain to get up to the top, and then if you fall down and you don't know what you're doing, then you're just out of luck. You got to like re-enter the level.
The whole thing with this game is that it's designed with a lot of backtracking in mind. So you're supposed to go
just a little past where you want to go, get something and go back.
You see a thing, and then you need something else to get that thing. You go ahead, get it, and then come back for it.
Yeah.
Which can make the game a bit repetitive to play if you're going for 100%. But the speedrun has quite a lot of skips to mitigate most of that. So
getting the A like that is not intended, even because they just forgot to put the floor there too low. All right, so I'm gonna go for a skip here, which is pretty easy, which means I'll probably fail it. Okay, good. So you can grab the ledge there and fall into this water because the water extends really far out of bounds, and skip having to do that room.
Skip is actually very easy, and only babies fail it.
Basically. Alright, so this skip is actually fairly challenging. I'm going to skip behind this maze door. That is not going to be high or far enough. That's also not high or far enough. It's not the death abuse. So there's a bit of the ceiling over there. I walked under an arch and the top is solid, so I'm going to use this to damage boost to get on top of it. Like this. There we go. And then I'm just going to jump and fall behind it. Boom. So skip that maze. The Galaxian for that is underwater. And so having to go underwater to get it wastes a bunch of time, so...
There are some very wacky physics things you can do with this game. It's like combining hitboxes like that with wiggling. You can get a lot of height or distance off of certain things.
It's actually just, for that, it's actually just a momentum abuse. The damage doesn't actually give you the height you need, because if you have invincibility, you can still do it, which I found out. But, I mean, you get hit, you're gonna get hit, so... Getting hit gives you a little bit of height, but it isn't, like, the difference maker.
So, if the power pellet gives you invincibility in the Japanese version, what's the point of the metal locks? Or, well, I mean, what's the point of doing that when the metal power-up is basically invincibility as well?
Well, because it's not like the power pellet lets me break stuff underwater, so...
Yeah, but like, what I mean is, what's the point of having the power pellet give you invincibility when there's already an invincibility power up?
Because apparently the game was too hard, I guess. Even though
it just seems redundant.
Yeah. So if you beat that maze, that thing stops swinging, which is nice because you don't have to dodge it, because dodging him is really annoying.
Nice.
Alright, so... I'm just going to jump over here, open this door, and I'm going to wait here. Jumping back is pretty difficult, but if you do this section incorrectly, I got the checkpoint so it doesn't matter, but if you do this section incorrectly, you get stuck at the bottom here, because the elevator never actually goes back down, and you just soft lock, so it's like, well, you're out of luck. Gotta re-enter the level. And this is another bonus round that I'm going to die in, and it unfortunately has walls all around it, so I have to just run into steam 4 times to die. because playing the next level without dying doesn't happen. So we're just gonna die here. On the US version, entering a maze gets rid of that state where dying beats the level, but that isn't true on the Japanese version, so...
Really?
Yeah.
That I did not know.
Like if it was, I would absolutely use it there, because the first maze is not very far in, but... in this level, but, you know, it is what it is. Alright, Manic Mines. So this is, I think, the longest level in this category, only because it has 2 mazes. But first I'm going to skip this first door, because this is just because of lazy programming. Oh, I died. Dang. Right, that's alright, it gives me a chance to plug my computer, because my laptop was unplugged. Alright, so let's try that again and not fail it. This actually requires, like, a decent jump. But that was not a decent jump. That's also not a decent jump. Come on.
Fake gamer.
How did I not make it? Alright, I'm just not going to go for this anymore. I cannot afford to keep blowing all these lives. So, you can bounce and land behind that door if you are good at the game. But it saves only a few seconds.
The world record holder is not good at the game?
No. I mean, I'm over almost a minute behind the world record already, and will be after this stage, so... You know, clearly I'm not good. So that skip would have saved like 5 seconds if I actually got it, but I didn't. I should have practiced that before, but it's not like I had a ton of time to practice, so. This level has at least one 1-up that I get, and then I could get another one if I forego doing some strats, which I might, depending on how the end of this level goes. The end of this level in this category is very, very hard to do optimally. This movement is really janky. Right, so you have to lure the spider down here by just standing under him and then moving out of the way. When you're a kid, that spider is very scary because he just stealth attacks you and kills you.
Yeah. That spider is some pretty bad enemy placement.
Yeah. I think you can damage boost through him, but
You can, like, I think you can time a butt bounce right on top of him, but it's super hard to do.
It's got to be really precise because I've never gotten it.
I don't know, that might not even be a thing you can do. I don't know.
Alright, so taking damage there doesn't matter because I'm about to enter a maze, and mazes refill your health, so...
In this version. Not in the English version.
Yeah.
Because...
In the English version, your health just carries through everything.
Yeah, even through different levels.
Yeah,
which
it's
is
really,
wonderful design.
Yeah.
As well as your lives, by the way. If you have 0 lives and 0 health...
And you save, your save file will have 0 lives and 0 health.
I hope you like going back to the first level to grind for health and lives, because you're pretty...
Yeah, like, I'm already really low on lives,
Especially
so...
if you get stuck at, like, the second or fourth world, because they can both own you pretty hard.
Yeah, so what's nice about this game is if you game over, you go back to the last point that you saved, and I don't even have a memory card in my console right now, so if I game over, that would be really bad. But... Alright. So the lava sound effect in that maze is, for some reason, extremely loud, and I don't get it.
Because 5th gen audio mixing was not good.
Okay, let's not die here. Right, now here's the box of doom. By the box of doom, I mean the box that will kill me. Okay. So, it's really hard to land on that ledge. And what's fun about that box is, in all items in this game, if you break a box that has an item in it, and then die without getting the item disappears forever. And that can be fruits, that can be letters. So you have to re-enter the level, and it's really easy to just, like, bounce on that box, then slide off and die. Which is just, you know,
Very
quintessential
obnoxious.
this game.
There's just like a thing where sometimes you'll butt bounce on a box, and instead of bouncing off of it, you just kind of slide down it.
Yeah, it's because the boxes aren't strictly rectangular.
Yeah, it's really obnoxious.
Right, I'm gonna butt bounce over that gap just for safety, because the game can inconsistently lag over that pit and just it doesn't accept any inputs, and you just fall to your death no matter how hard you're zigzagging. It's really, really stupid.
I've never heard of that before.
Yeah, it happens all the time. It's really, really dumb. So I'm just not taking any chances, especially since I've already died twice. All right. So you can skip this Galaxian door, but no. It requires.
I mean,
it requires doing a really annoying clip out of bounds and then making a ridiculously hard blind jump behind the door.
it's something.
It saves a
can
lot of
skip
time.
Some of this water section though.
Yeah,
but-
you use that clip. That's the clip you use to get behind the door.
Yeah, but you can also use it to just skip some of this water section instead of
Yeah.
doing all that. But at that point, like, you know, whatever, you need to get actually, no, I don't think you need to get any letters down here.
Yeah, there's only the Galaxian and a 1-up down there, and I get the 1-up because
Yeah.
why would you not get the 1-up, basically?
Why not?
Alright, so this maze is hilarious because on the US version there are spears that pop out of the ground. And on the
this is probably the most annoying one in the U.S. version.
in the Japanese
There's
version there are
spears.
no spheres. There's
Yeah,
spears.
you can't even see them.
Yeah, you have to
Like when you're all the way zoomed
you have
out.
to play with the zoomed in camera on this maze. Otherwise
The thing
the
is-
spears will pwn you.
The spears,
Their hitboxes last forever.
when you approach one, is right when it
Goes up.
shoots out.
It goes
So
up the space
unlike-
before.
Unlike most of the hazards in the mazes in this game that are based on like a global timer, those
These
ones just react to you walking up to them, and then they activate. So you have to like trigger one and then walk back a little bit and then walk
Yeah,
back over.
and if you don't walk away far enough, then it will still hit you because it stays up for
Yeah.
way too long.
It's pretty obnoxious.
It's really, really dumb.
This game in general is just really, really dumb.
Yeah, but it's a good speed run.
Another thing about 100% that you don't need to do is that if you get 1 million points across,
Yeah, you get a
every
key that
level in the
opens
game.
everything.
Yeah, you get the rainbow key, and it opens every single door automatically, which is kind of useless since you've already done everything in the game at that point. But it's something, I guess.
I got that really hard jump, which is nice. So now
Yeah,
I,
you don't have to do that for the speed run because it doesn't count towards your completion percentage. It's just a thing you can do if you want. I didn't actually know that until like a year or two ago.
yeah,
Whoa. Yeah, that jump off the green button there is
It's really hard.
pretty crazy.
Alright, so if I get this damage boost here first try, this will have done this section perfectly. Hell yeah. Alright, we in there.
Yeah,
So that's-
these damage boosts can be a little tricky.
Okay, so getting up to that key early saves like, I don't know, a minute. It saves a lot of time.
Oh yeah. Especially if you end up. Well, it actually saves like. It saves it from happening at all if you were. Like we said
Frank or
earlier, if
Z.
you break a box or like spawn a fruit or letter or something and then die, it goes away forever. That applies to the bananas that spawn from this maze right here after you hit this button.
Because
If you hit the button and then don't collect all or any of the bananas that
you're
spawn,
screwed. Out of
yeah,
not only getting that
you
key
just-
casually, but 100%. So I almost died there, and I would have been really sad because I wouldn't have been able to get behind
Yeah,
this
'cause
last door.
you need the banana to get behind that door at the
Alright, there
very
we
end
go.
of the level.
Alright, so that's Manic Mines. That was pretty bad because the opening was bad, but
Yeah,
Other than
this
that,
whole
it was
level is
fine.
just bad. It's way too long and a very big difficulty spike
Yeah.
for the second world of the game. I mean, to be fair, it does let you choose between the first 3 worlds from the very beginning, so if
Yeah.
you like get stuck, you can try the other levels out, which I like. But
Right, yeah, so I exited level out of that bonus round because I really don't want to fight this boss because he's actually by far the hardest boss in the game.
and one of the longest, except for Galaxian, of course.
He didn't instant kill me when I jumped into him. That was weird. Also, you get a screwed up camera here, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, for some reason, if you level skip on the first phase of Anubis Rex, the camera is like, it depends on like when during the auto scroller you do it, but it like changes the camera's position. I'm pretty sure in the English version he insta kills you as soon as you touch
Yeah,
him.
he does on this version too, but he didn't for some reason.
Oh, okay.
Also, this is contender for best level in the game.
Definitely up there. This whole space world is the best in the game for sure.
It probably is the easiest platforming, but it's the most fun.
Definitely the most fun and most, I wouldn't say most unique, but definitely most well done theming. For the
Yeah.
level themes. The level themes in general in this game are very good. There's a lot of diversity for a platformer. Like, you got like a clown world, which we'll be seeing soon. A factory world.
Hopefully we won't be seeing a lot of the clown world, but we could be seeing it
true.
for a long time. Alright.
So
like, if this maze goes... If I get the strat right in this maze, I won't... It doesn't matter if I don't get it right, because I'll take 1 damage and it won't matter, but if I do it right, I won't take any damage and it'll look like the coolest thing ever. Because the timing is so good.
I will be right back.
Boom! There we go. Didn't get hit by the laser. Let's go. So that's, like, really precise. It doesn't matter, but it looks cool. And again, I just walk through that laser because I have a power pellet active, and so the game just doesn't hurt you. Because, I don't know why, they just made it that way for the Japanese version.
Okay, I have returned.
Alright, so I'm gonna get this one up because it's not very far out of the way and I need lives.
Did you do the funny maze strat?
I got it.
Nice.
Alright, so you can just bounce on the wall and get right behind that door. That's a skip I found. It was known about that bouncing on this wall could get you over the over this wall here, which is what I'm trying to do now. But then I figured out that you can just stay along it and get behind that door, which saves a lot of time because that room is, to do that room the intended way is stupid.
Yeah, you have to hit a bunch of buttons and the lasers get in the way all the time. It's really dumb.
There's a ghost in that area. Alright, I think this guy's gonna be on a good cycle for me to bounce off his head. Boom. Save a little bit of platforming there. And boom, we're done. So that was a pretty good level.
Fastest cycle in the game.
Yeah, so now I'm gonna die in this bonus round because I don't want that glitch active where I die and beat levels because it's very likely that I'll die.
It would theoretically be faster to exit level and then just play the next level without dying.
Like what you would do optimally is you would, in a few instances, you would get the last letter in the level and then die, and that counts as beating the level with everything. So that would save a few seconds in this level. As well as like on the previous split, it would save some time because I would just exit the bonus round, so it would save time here. Only in a few places though, and I mean the record in this game isn't at the point where it's like you really need to do that because no one runs this category. No one runs the game in general, but no one really runs this category. So
it's just too risky and not really worth it enough to go for, especially with how many times you'd have to be doing it.
Yeah, like it might be worth it this early in the game, but. Alright, so I'm going to skip behind this Galaxian door by just jumping around that invis wall and then going around here. So this maze on the US version is like legitimately impossible, but because power pellets give you invincibility, it's a joke on this version.
Everything is a joke in this version.
I mean, you're not wrong.
This version is a joke.
So I can just walk right through these lasers. Like, I would have been hit like 4 times already if I was playing the US version, but...
That's ridiculous, man.
Oh no, I got hit twice. But I could die, but I won't die. And this game refills your health everywhere. Before mazes, after mazes, after every level, and in the US version it refills it when you get health refills. That's it. Alright, so this pack dot chain that's coming up here, I could skip it. Should I go for it? I'm going for it.
Yes, go for it.
Okay, so this jump is really hard. Oh, I made it. Yeah!
Oh, yeah.
So that probably actually didn't save that much time because I had to set it up, but it's really cool. It's a really hard jump, and it saves like 2 seconds or something.
The only category that's useful for is
It's mandatory, and there's a category where you beat the game with no points. You don't get anything, and you have to do that jump in that category.
low percent.
So that requires a lot of zigzag as well as a really good jump. So, and
There's also this whole elevator pad section that you don't have to do. You just bounce around everything.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a marathon.
Timing on that
We're going for the strats. It's a marathon. Come on, this category's never been run in like anything before. So, all right. So.
100% instead of like a good category. Or a
I
good
do
game like Maze Madness.
No. I'll be back at Maze Madness soon. But...
Dude, I can't wait for the Maze Madness revival of 2017.
Yeah.
It'll probably be closer to 2018 at that point, but I'm gonna get all the top players back.
Yeah, also known as me and you.
Yeah.
0 points is actually like a pretty challenging run, but what's stupid is you have to use disc ejector to complete it. So it's
there's a story.
It's a pretty big meme. We'll explain that later. We'll explain that down the tubes.
A big component of this game in the speedrun used to be
hardware manipulation.
Yeah, we took that out.
Yeah, we got rid of that. Like
it was mainly because it was used to do like really major skips in the overworld for any percent, and
you didn't need
as
it
well
for
as in one level. And some alternate strats were discovered that don't require hardware manipulation, so we decided that it would probably be better to just. Well, it's not really like hardware manipulation. It sounds like a naughty word, but like you eject the disc and then you put it back in. But yeah, that was taken out after some community debate.
Yeah, discourse.
It wasn't really much of a debate. It was pretty much unanimously agreed on that it should just be taken out.
Yeah, there were a couple dissenters, but they eventually were convinced.
Yeah.
Right, so this level gives you a checkpoint right at the start, for no reason other than they probably just left it in and were lazy, or this level was meant to be longer. I don't know. Or you're meant to spawn somewhere else at the start. This level also has a hilarious wrong warp that is only on the Japanese version, where I'll explain it when I get there. But
is that a thing you do in the run?
No, it's bad. You don't want it. It sends you back. It sends you backwards.
I've never heard of this. That's crazy.
All right. So first of all, this letter has changed on this version. This platform that sticks out to the left is not on the other versions, and so you have to bounce off that box to get up there. It is possible to get up there without it, but no. Alright, so this area, so right now, okay, the camera is following me, I think. So if the camera doesn't follow me here and I jump back into this thing, it will send me back to where the first checkpoint in the level was.
Yeah, by the way, here's another destructible box where the C was.
Yeah, that's what I was explaining, that you have
version.
to on the US version.
Yeah. There's no like extra thing on the left for you to stand on if you.
Alright, so here's a skip that I'm going to fail. Yep, I failed it. Okay, I'm terrible at this skip, even though I've been running this game for like multiple years. I can never get this skip first try. So there's a small little slit that I'm trying to ledge grab.
Oh, is that the bell door skip?
Yeah, it's really.
Yeah, this one's really annoying.
Okay, that should have worked. I'll give it one more try. If I fail it again, I'm just gonna get the bell because I don't want to lose all my lives here. I've already died like 5 times in this run, so.
Did you not get the? No, you did. So what's the wrong warp about then?
It just sends you backwards.
Well, like how do you activate it? Where is it?
If you don't do that section right for some reason. Also, I failed the skip again, so we're just not gonna go for it. If you don't if the camera doesn't follow you there, it just sends you backwards. I don't know why. It's really, really stupid. Alright, so I'm gonna come over here and get this bell.
Is that the section with the 2 buttons and the big rotating platform, or?
No, it sends you back to like the first room.
Oh. Ew.
It's really, really dumb.
I want to see a video of that. That sounds epic.
Yeah, I'll replicate it on stream someday because it's really easy to do. Which makes it hilarious when I found it. I was like, oh yeah, I that's a thing. Alright, I'm really low on lives. This is not good. I'll have to get some in next hub, seeing as I will probably
just use the slot machines.
I don't know the slots. Well, I do, but I don't want to do them, and I can't anyways because I'm not beating any levels. I'm going in the slot machine, so I can't actually use the slot machine. Alright, so this.
You need the fruits to use it anyway, so.
Yeah, so here you can just skip up here and grab this thing, which is way easier than doing that section the Nintendo way because depth perception in that area is actually cancerous. It's so bad. You cannot
Yeah,
tell where
this
anything
game
is.
has quite a few issues with depth perception.
Yeah, they're fixed in this version. Some of them are fixed, but not all of
Yeah,
them.
I think the clouds in the last world were fixed a little bit.
Yeah, as well as actually leading up to the gate, it's fixed. Like if you do like gate skip, the cameras change, which I don't like because I think it's a really awkward camera to deal with. But you don't run any % on this version anyway, so it doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
Thing what's funny is I would get an extra life if I actually beat this stage, but I'm not going to actually beat this stage. So.
Do you think 100% for US should have its own category? Because I mean, like, not having marathon mode is a pretty big difference.
Yeah, we've thought about it, but then we also thought like who wants to intentionally do marathon mode, and then we just came to the conclusion of nobody. So it's not a category.
Good point. Yeah, I can't imagine anyone like actually wanting to do marathon mode. So.
Yeah. Right.
I think you get I don't know if it gives you anything in this version, but I know in the English version, if you collect if you eat all 4 ghosts with 1 power pellet in a maze,
It gives you wedge
health
back, yeah.
Is it 1 wedge or a full refill?
1.
Is
it doesn't
the
really.
Same in JP?
I think so, but it doesn't really matter because the power pellet makes you invincible anyway, so you never get hit.
Right.
Alright, so this is King Galaxian. It's an auto-scroller, but again, we don't fight bosses in this category because they're slow, so we'll just die, and that'll be the end of him. He's actually got the best song in the game in the fight.
That's true.
But you don't hear that in this category, so feels bad, man.
This whole soundtrack is basically just like a remix of the Pac-Man theme.
Alright, I'll probably get a few lives in this level.
But
There's actually a life that's very well hidden in this stage that I'll get just to show it off, because it's very hard to find if you're playing the game casually. It's actually really hard to find.
I still remember when that was found, and I was like, what?
Yeah, there's one in the next level too, but I'm not going to get that one because it's really far out of the way. Alright, so this is clowning around. This is... I'm going to give a shout out to my boy, Not Vanny. The clown boy.
Give a shout out to, me, I'm a clown.
Yeah, I can back that up. And so this level might look smoother than the other levels with my movement because you play this level in any %, and I run any % way more than the other categories. Alright, so we're going to get this one up just for the sake of getting it, because how in the heck would you find this? It's tucked way back there. Oh, also I'm going to get one here because I can eat the dot chain. This loses minimal time.
Oh, I have not actually seen... I thought you were talking about the one, on the... what is it called?
I think that that one's in the next level if I'm thinking of the one you're thinking of.
Yeah,
where you have to walk across the top of the narrow thing.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's in the next level. That one I'm not getting because that's stupid.
Yeah. I didn't know about that one that you just did.
Yeah, that one is like, I don't know how you're supposed to find that. Also, that scenery I bounced on there is solid. Because
shoutouts to the GBA version of this game.
No shoutouts to the GBA version of this game. It's terrible. We don't like to talk about it. We pretend it doesn't exist.
To talk about it and talk about how terrible it is.
Yeah. Alright, so you can jump right to these stairs again because zigzagging is OP as heck. So in a funny twist from the last world, where the last world probably has the easiest platforming and the hardest mazes, this is exactly the opposite. It's got the hardest platforming and the easiest mazes. None of the mazes in this world are difficult at all. And I'll probably play the bonus round after this one just to get a bunch of lives, because marathon.
Marathon!
And I think I've died like 6 times already, like attempting skips and whatnot. And like I'm already gonna get an extra life after this stage, so why not try and get like 3 more?
Yeah, just get every extra life in the game. Including the one that's really out of the way.
Because I'm not gonna get any in the next stage, and I'm gonna die at least once because of the death abuse, and I'll probably die like 3 other times from just being bad, so... Because the skip at the start of the next level is pretty difficult, but it saves a lot of time and I want to get it, so I'm gonna go for it and fail it. Okay, so that's that maze. Now we just have to get the last letter in this level and then get out of here and we're done. Pretty straightforward level. Probably the easiest level in the second half of the game, honestly. It's not very hard. Yeah, so if you beat a level with 10,000 points, you get an extra life. So I already have 10,000 here. So I'll get 1. But I'm just gonna play this maze and get a bunch more. Or play this bonus round and get extra points. By just getting all these fruits. Since the Galaxians are worth 2,000 and the Bells are worth 3,000, there's just like a ton of points available here. So I think I'll end up with 3.
So many extra lives just from points in this game.
Yeah, so I'll get... So that got me 2 extra lives by just taking like 20 seconds to do that or whatnot. You do not, even though it said 100% there, you don't have to actually 100% the bonus rounds to get 100% in the game. As you clearly can see, since that's the first one where I got anything.
What was I going to say? I was going to say something.
Alright, well, there's a hard skip at the start of this level, so let's not fail it.
Yeah, don't fail any skips.
Or at least only fail it like once or twice. This one's pretty.
No skip failing at all.
This one's pretty hard. Oh, I got wrecked by bad game. I had an epic cycle that I could do nothing with. Alright, let's try again. That's what? I went too far to the right.
Shoutouts to the.
There we go. Okay, we got it. So we get back here. And then we fall into this hut to get this letter early. And even though the strawberry is right at the top here, so you think, like, why would you do that? Skip, the strawberry's right here. There's another strawberry door later in this level, and someone used the strawberry for that door instead, and which saves a net of, like, 15 seconds or so.
That was a really janky animation,
though. Oh, where he was, like, holding on to nothing?
Yeah,
that's a good animation.
Shoutouts to the
donation thing, where people can donate to...
Yes, please donate.
Thingy. Make sure to donate, guys.
So it's this banana I'm going to use later in the level as well. Okay, that should have killed me, but it didn't. So I'm going to hit this switch because I have to wait for something, and then I can get the A from this box while I'm waiting for it. It's like the perfect amount of time. Get this chrome ball, and then I'm going to do like a little clip here. I got this lemon to open this door, but I can just bounce on the ceiling here and clip through instead. And then I have to go to the left to load this chunk in.
Did you happen to pick up the lemon at 41:56 on the timer?
Oh, I picked it up a little earlier than that.
Oh, it was 41:41.
Yeah.
Said.
Okay. So.
Shouts to Pac-Man World 2 in 41:56 by Lose the Lemon Game.
Yeah. Legendary run, unbeatable world record. Alright, so this Galaxian door, it actually is skippable, but the skip is really, really stupid and like doesn't really even save anything, so I'm just not going to do it. Because I also don't know how to do it, I just know it's a thing. So we're just not going to do it. Because normally you use the Galaxian box to skip hitting the switch up there, which skips a cutscene and some platforming, but you can use the switch itself to do that and ledge grab during the cutscene. Which is arguably a cooler skip. Since bouncing off the box looks a little lame because it's just so easy.
That's true. Yeah, that skip's free.
It's extremely free. You should never fail it. If you are failing it, you should practice more. Honestly, because it's not hard.
Come on now.
Yeah. There's the skip. I'm gonna go for at the end of this level though. It actually is hard, and I will fail it multiple times.
Oh yeah, it's a fun skip.
It's really a really tight jump. Who knows if I'll get it? I'll go for it, but you know, no promises because it's pretty challenging. Okay, that maze done. Alright, so now I'm gonna head back to that side with the switch on it, and again I'm gonna use the switch to get up here. It's a pretty good strat. So if you hug the wall here, bounce and hold left, you just grab the ledge during the cutscene. So even if you fail the box strat, which is really easy, the backup is also really easy, so there's like no excuse to not get that, if I'm being perfectly honest. Alright, so this last section is kind of dumb. So I'm going to tank one hit through here because I want a death abuse at the top of this section. And it's faster when I finally have 2 HP. Also gives me slightly more time to set up this skip. I did not get it. I'll wait and go for it again. So the strat here is you bounce on the inside of this wheel, and then go around and bounce again on the outside, and then get up to the top, and it skips a bunch of platforming, but it's a very, very precise jump.
Yeah, barrel jump is not easy.
There we go, I got it second try. That's about even with actually doing it in the intended way. You can do it from the other side, but it's really, really hard because there's a wall in the way. Yeah, so I take the 2 hits across here, get this bell, and then I death abuse back to the other side. Because it's way more annoying to just actually correctly platform there.
When that was first discovered, the barrel jump there, I remember trying it out and getting it on the first try and thinking it was really easy, and then I was like never able to do it again.
Yeah, I thought it was TAS only for a while. Alright, so I'm going to go to one cycle these platforms. It's free on the Japanese version since the last set moves really slow. So I'm going to bounce on top of this set. And that looks precise to bounce on the one when it's vertical, but it's actually really easy. So don't be scared at potential new runners of this game.
Yeah, everybody run this game, by the way. It's really good.
If you want to learn this game, I will personally teach you anything you want to know. Seriously.
Make sure to go follow Doggy Gaming HD on Twitter, and Joe will let you know speedruns.
Exactly. Alright, Spin Dizzy. If you've ever played this game before, you are probably don't like this level.
This level sucks.
And if you have played this game before, or if you have never played this game before, you'll see why this level is terrible very shortly.
Especially in the American version, because
there's a huge section with no checkpoint.
It has a noticeable lack of checkpoints in one of the areas that makes it very difficult. And then right after that, there's like a checkpoint, and then a really short section that's very easy, and, like
then another checkpoint.
Die on another checkpoint.
Yes, I will, Burger. Alright, I died here, but that's why I get the checkpoint, because I was trying to backtrack to save a life. It is faster to die here, but I wanted to save the life. But I get the checkpoint, so I can just get that. And again, I'm skipping like a puzzle by just platforming on these things. A lot of the objects in this level are solid and can be jumped on.
Pretty much everything in the background of these levels, as long as it's like a 3D object and not like a sprite.
Even those like rotating things in the background of this area, even those you can stand on. I've gotten back there before. You can stand on those.
Yeah, there's some jank you can do in the factory world with stuff like that.
So by skipping that box with the peach in it, I've committed to skipping a door later. But that skip isn't hard, so who cares? This level is another Galaxian door skip. This one it's deceptively difficult because it looks easy, but it's actually pretty precise. So let's not fail it. Here we go.
Guys, I just want to give a shout out to
got it.
Pac-Man in general. What a guy.
Yeah, he's a good lad. Probably the most recognizable gaming character out there.
Got a lot of pretty good games.
Yeah, especially this one.
Yeah. And its sequel, Pac-Man World 2 for Nintendo GameCube.
Yeah.
And other systems, but GameCube version's better.
PS2 version has better sound effects, though.
PS2's sound effects sound terrible.
I think they're better. I think the Rev sounds better as well. The Chrome Ball sound effects are clearly superior, though.
Nah.
Get out of here with these bad
I grew up with the PS2
opinions.
version too, so like I've got nostalgia for that one, and I still think it's worse.
I've never played the GameCube version, so I have it, but I haven't played it.
When are you gonna run World 2, Joe?
I told Trey I was gonna do some at AGDQ because he wanted to play this game, so
Oh my
at
god.
AGDQ.
Learn it live at AGDQ.
Yeah.
I'll be there. I'll show you all the tips and tricks. I'll show you how to never miss VP because it's the easiest skip in any game ever.
Alright, so shoutouts to Sky. Bouncing around an invisible wall there to skip like this whole section.
Shoutouts to my name Jeff.
And so Sky is the former world record holder of this game and the first tasser. He's a legend, so shoutouts to him.
Let me look that up, see how old that task is now.
It's from March 2013.
Wow, never mind then, because I won't look it up.
Yeah. Alright, so by doing that little rev to the bottom, I skip making these rotate, and that checkpoint there is only on the Japanese version. This whole section has no checkpoints on the US version. And also, all these platforms are smaller on the US version. And if you do this level intended, every single one of those is rotating.
To go into a little history on this game as a speedrun, back, like, I want to say like 2 years ago now, maybe a little more, when I was in college, actually, I might have still been in high school at the time, and I just went to the college to hang out in the library for a little bit. I don't know. Either way, I went to the college library and sat on the computer and just kind of walked around for a bit. Oh, sorry. I forgot I wasn't supposed to swear.
Yeah, you're fine.
I found that task while I was there one day, and I looked into...
Okay, I don't even know what just happened there.
And then did a speedrun of this game, and ended up with the world record any percent of...
Just under 3 hours. 2:55.
2 hours, 58 minutes, something like that.
Yeah.
Legendary comment. I left on the task video a comment with my time, and it was really epic.
Yeah.
And then like a week later, Rob, the gamer, 115, Rob also found the game, or did a run of the game, and he went to go submit it to speedrun.com and saw that the game was already there because I had put it there. So yeah, and from there, eventually, Joe came in, he found the game, and now he's the guy.
Yeah, on Sunday will actually be 2 years to the day since I started running this game. Or since I did my first run. Alright, so that's been dizzy. Thanks, pal. And we're just going to exit out of the bonus round here, because I don't want to fight the next boss. Oh, I forgot to split. Who cares? It wasn't a gold split.
All the bosses in this game, except for like the first one and the last one, take way too long.
Yeah. What's great is on this boss as well, is if you get really unlucky, the game can crash. But the likelihood that that happens in this is 0, because you just die immediately. Alright, so that's 4 of 6 hubs done. Now we go into the factory, which has some pretty good skips as well, and some good music. This first level is fairly straightforward, though, Perilous Pipes. It does have one major skip that's one of the more difficult ones in the game. It's pretty precise. Hopefully I don't spend years trying to get it. So this peach door here is actually skippable. You can get to the area it unlocks without opening the door, but you get stuck, so it's useless. You can't get the elevator doesn't actually follow you down here, so you have to exit the level. Which is a shame because the skip would save a decent amount of time if the elevator did fall down, but it doesn't. So. Alright, so here's the precise skip. You can skip this Galaxian door by abusing small bits of scenery here. Okay, nice, I got stuck because I was on like the wrong pixel.
The factory world is
There you go.
my favorite in the game, just because it has
There we
really
go.
good and really fun levels.
Yeah.
Oh wow, that looks epic.
Yeah, it's pretty epic when that happens.
So like, how precise is that trick?
It's pretty precise though. That once you get up on like that part where you can stand, it's really easy. But that first bounce on that little bit to get the extra height is the part you can bounce on is very, very narrow, only a couple pixels wide. So you have to like just barely tap what direction, like you tap left and then hit X and that's it, and then hopefully you get pushed up on there. It's a very small space that it will let you stand on. So that's that maze done.
Mazes are very fun, very exciting to watch.
Yeah, the later ones are going to be a little more interesting because I actually could die.
Don't die. I don't know.
I'll try not to, but I could because they're actually fairly challenging.
That's Joseph.
Okay. So there's the Galaxian. It's pretty
Have
far
you
away.
lost a run to dying in a maze before?
Yes.
Nice.
In one of the last ones too, in Ghostly Garden, to die in that
Oof.
maze. That's a bad one to die in. That's one of the two where dying is like not like negligible threat. Also, that is a strat that I really should incorporate because it's way better than what I do there normally. Alright, I'm gonna have to remember that.
Wait, what strat?
To get the C there, you can bounce off the thing and land on the moving guy. I didn't know you could do that. So that's a good strat because that's way better than what I normally do there.
What do you normally do there?
Either try and lure the thing to crush me and then get on it if it doesn't crush me, or just jump to the sea from like another platform. Oh, I never got the. Oh no, I was like, I never got the thing to open this door, but I don't need to actually open this door. I forgot.
You don't need to open most of the doors.
Yeah, I thought you needed to open that one. I don't know why. I just blanked for a second.
Silly man. I think you have to actually play the game as intended in a speedrun.
You can actually skip this door as well. I probably should have done it just to show it off, but I haven't practiced it, and it's easy to soft lock if you do it wrong. So there's a soft lock in the next level too that hopefully won't happen. If I screw up a strat, I'll get stuck and have to re-enter the level. But the strat is really cool, so there's no way I'm not going for it.
Just don't mess up. Easy.
Basically, yeah. Don't mess up. A good strat. The best strat, in fact.
Top 10 advice for speedrunners. Don't mess up. Don't die. Go fast.
Actually save time on the split over world record. It's only the second level I've done that in this run.
Nice. Is that a gold?
No, I only saved 1 second. My gold...
Any gold so far?
No. Nothing has, I don't think, even been close.
Sad.
Yeah, the best with my gold has been like 4 seconds. Except for like the splits where you skip bosses, but those don't count because, you know, lol. It's like a 20-second split, so it doesn't really count for anything. Alright, so this level is the best, like, just general level song in the game. Not debatable.
Agreed. Well, I don't know. Space Race is pretty close.
Okay, I missed an early cycle here because I'm an idiot, so...
Or maybe I'm thinking of Far Out. I don't know. One of the space levels.
Well, Far Out and Give Me Space, the music is almost exactly the same.
Well, yeah.
Alright, so this area down here is the worst area in the entire game because there's like 800 million of these enemies and they all kill you. But we got through there with only getting hit once, so we're good. I mean, chat hasn't been scrolled by super fast, but if anyone has any questions about what the heck I'm doing, or why I decided to run this, etc., how to get into running it, just ask away.
Yeah, we're both here to answer any questions you got.
Or if you're just chilling and enjoying some comfy pack, do that too.
This is a very comfy game, just in general.
Yeah. Alright, I have
Not
no
as
health.
comfy as the greatest speed game of all time is Pac-Man Maze Madness.
Yeah,
but,
that game
you
is maximum comfy.
know, maximum
Except when
epic.
you get really angry when RNG screws you, so then it's extremely uncomfy, but
Other than that, it's quite epic.
yeah.
Not as epic as Yono the Elephant.
Yeah, Yono and the Celestial Elephants.
Look out for that run on Sunday morning.
Yeah, it's a pretty good run.
Be back with that game.
Ooh, that was close. Alright, so here's the maze in this level. It's really annoying it's the soft lock point, and this level's like right after this maze, so I'd have to redo this first section of the level.
Oh yeah, the soft lock is really obnoxious.
It's really stupid. Hopefully
It's
I won't get
happened
it.
to me before in a run. Not fun.
Yeah, it's really
I don't really know how to do this strat though. That's why I always get soft lock.
Yeah, if you know what you're doing, you should never soft lock, but even when you do, you can get stuck sometimes. And it's not like a soft lock like run is dead, it's just like I have to exit the level and re-enter it, and I would lose however long I'm into the level, so I'd lose like 3 minutes or something.
You have to collect pretty much everything all over again.
Yeah, I would have to get everything all over again. The only thing that would stay in my inventory would be like a key or something, but I don't have a key because there isn't one in this level, so...
Yeah, the thing with this game is that to unlock the final boss, you need to save all 6 friends, and to unlock the friends,
You need
a
keys.
key for each one. They don't require any specific key, so like you
Yeah.
could use a key from World 1 on a friend from World 2 or something like that.
Yeah. Although that
But
wouldn't be
there's
fast.
one key
but-
and one friend in every world, so...
Yeah, it's not like they're in... Okay, I almost forgot to get a letter here, so that would have been bad.
Why did the text say "very good" in English at the end of that maze?
They all say they're all in English after the mazes.
Really?
Yeah, alright, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna bounce around the outside here and go out of bounds. Alright, we did not soft lock. And then there's water out of bounds here too, and it's just a little faster to do this. Also, get ready for epic lag in here. This is not the stream. This is the game. It just really lags in this area for no good reason.
Oof. That is not pretty.
So don't think your computer is screwing up or the internet is screwing up or anything. That is just the game being unable to process intended things.
I'm able to process maximum epicness.
Yeah. So that out of bounds, it saves more time in like other categories because you don't have to go back inbounds until like the very end. But it's still a good strat. Also got hit 3 times by that in that Steam section. God Gamer. How many lives do I have? 7. That's good because I'm gonna get 2 more in this level. So. Alright, so this section we've looked for a skip because you have to hit a path switcher over here, and it's like kind of close to being possible, but it's not possible. So.
At least
Yeah.
not now. We don't have anything for it.
Yeah, I looked at it, and the Tasser looked at it, and we couldn't find a way to get it, so we gave up.
What is there, like invisible walls all around that, or? is it
Yeah, there's
hollow,
like
or what?
too many invisible walls, plus like the part that you would try and get to, we don't think is solid, so that presents a bit of a problem.
You can kind of see off screen the game just kind of like popping a bunch of things into view sometimes. The way this game works is that it loads, the way it loads is like chunk based, where it'll load a chunk of like a
Yeah.
couple chunks of the level at a time, and then deload ones that aren't on screen.
Yeah.
And because this game supports widescreen, even though it's a PS1 game, for some, not complaining, but for some reason, that's a thing with this game. It's cool though. If you use the widescreen aspect ratio, a lot of times you can see them popping into view at the very edge of the frame.
Alright, this level is probably the scariest in this category because it's really easy to lose enormous amounts of time in here, so
Oh god.
let's hope we don't screw anything up.
Do we still do Beldor skip in this category?
No, got it out.
Okay.
I mean, I think it would be, in an optimal scenario, it would be faster, but on average it's slower, so
Alright.
because of this new route, you can, I'll explain the route as I get there. Like, the opening of this level is not complicated, so, like, it's pretty linear. This is the most creatively / annoyingly, however you want to think about it, designed level in the game.
Yeah, it's a really cool level, but water is really slow.
Yeah, so I skip actually most of the swimming, so.
You can only take so much slowness for the good design of the level to wear it's wear thin, I guess.
Yeah,
I'm not good with words. You know what I mean?
this level's really confusing casually.
Ugh, this is a nightmare. Casually, it takes like half an hour if you don't know what you're doing.
Yeah, especially since, like, if you want 100% it, and you don't know what you're doing, you better figure out what you're doing faster. You won't 100% it.
Yeah, there's a lot of instances where you can like open a door and unlock something, and then you'll like fall down into a pit and die, and
Yeah.
then that something behind the door is just gone.
No, the stuff behind doors stays, but
Well, if you pick it up and then like a chrome ball or something.
Yeah, that-
If you
those-
unlock a
yeah.
chrome ball behind a door and then pick it up and then die before you use it on what you need it for,
yeah.
then
So
it's gone.
I did this maze wrong, but that's okay.
So that can be really annoying.
Yeah, and so that's the worry in this category is that
And with
happens.
how long this level is, that can be a real drag.
So that's what I don't want to happen. Also, can we get some pack attacks
Restart.
in the chat?
Yeah, let's get that.
Or if you have foolishly thrown money at me, you can throw like a non-poverty pack attack in the chat.
Are you seeing the pack attacks, or is it just words?
It's just words because the emote actually isn't in the channel.
Very sad.
Extremely sad. Alright, so this is where the fun starts. So if I screw up past this point, it's really bad.
Don't screw up. Joester98. Don't do it. Don't do it to him.
If I don't screw up though, it'll look really cool, so.
Yeah. All you gotta do is just be cool.
Just gotta go fast. Alright, so this clip is something I discovered. You can just swim out of bounds here. And this is actually really useful because it lets me bypass a checkpoint, and which allows me to, when I'm done with this, it'll allow me to death abuse back to the first room, which is something that you couldn't do before. Okay, so let me swim down, please, game. Okay, there we go.
Oh yeah, this clip. I remember seeing you like messing around with this on stream a while ago.
And then I fall into the water in the actual intended path of the level to force it to load. Alright, this
There's
is
a variation of this that you can do at the very top of the area, but then you can't get the letter on the way down, so it's...
Alright, yeah, alright, this is the part I'm scared of, so I'm just going to be real quiet here. Uh-oh. Alright, now I'm in real trouble. I don't think I'm going to get this now. Yeah, I died. Alright, now I'm in a lot of trouble, actually. Now I have to do Beldor skip.
No!
Alright, so...
What did you do?
I just missed the bouncing on the thing. Alright, so...
Oh, no,
So now we're in trouble. Now I'm going to lose a lot of time on this level because I screwed up like an idiot.
No.
It's a really bad place to die. Like the worst possible.
Why did you even go for that?
Because that's the... Like, you can't make the cycle with... If you don't do that, you have to do other stuff.
Well, then just do other stuff.
No, other
better
stuff
than
is
doing Beldor skip.
It's alright. We'll get Beldor like first try. It's all good.
That's yeah. You just get a first try. Easy.
Yeah, I mean...
Come on, man.
Alright, so now I have to do these sections in another order because I can't actually get the letter from that section right now. So I'll have to actually fall all the way back down to that section again, which is even better.
Very fun.
Yeah, so I lost a lot of time here. So this is at least this wasn't a good run, otherwise I would have been like really upset. But
Yeah. It's alright when a bad run gets worse, but
yeah, when a good run just...
not good. Have you gotten a new world record in any percent since the DQ record a year ago?
No, but I've been close.
Come on, Joe. It's been like a year.
I haven't been running that category very actively, to be fair.
Shaking my head, man.
Actually, no, I would normally death abuse here, but I'm not going to death abuse here. I'll just swim back to section 3 and then die. And go back to the first room and then have to do it. So if I had done this correctly, I would have been able to save this peach. And use it to get the bell, but now I have to use it to get the chrome ball over here because I screwed up. Yeah, so if I didn't die in this section, I would have used that first chrome ball and I would have gone all the way over here and I would have gotten this letter. Okay. So now instead I have to do a really dumb skip that I could lose a couple centuries on. So let's hope it goes at least decently well. This is a skip you have to do in the other categories of the game. Too easy. Free skip, IMO.
Yeah, very free. Why, like every run dies to it.
Basically. So that clip
Oh,
is
yeah,
actually
also-
way more annoying than it leads on.
On the platform where the key spawned,
That platform doesn't exist on US.
yeah, it's just they added a platform there because it was very easy to hit the button to spawn the key and then try to grab it and then just fall into the lava and miss it. And then when you go back, the key is gone. So you'd have to restart the level.
Yeah, exactly, Burger. I gotta get that in, like, any run that matters in any other category, right? Alright, so that's the end of that level. Actually, I lost a minute and a half. That's way less time than I thought I was gonna lose, to be perfectly honest.
Still gonna make the estimate though, right?
Yeah. Easily.
Yeah.
Alright, so this
The
boss...
estimate is like 5 hours and then free.
Yeah, so this boss is shorter on the Japanese version, which is why the Japanese version is better for another category, all levels, which is like the intended any %, where you don't use that trick I just used to skip any levels. You just go through the game the way you're supposed to. Because that's the only category you actually fight bosses. Alright, last hub. This level is another one of the more difficult ones in this category. A lot of stuff going on.
I want to give a shout out to the boss we just skipped. That boss sucks.
Yeah,
You have to do
I
the
can
same
back
exact
that
thing
the heck
like
up.
8 times in a row.
Yeah, and on Japanese it's only 6, but it's still really stupid.
Yeah. It takes like 30 years.
Yeah, it
Really
takes it takes way too long. It's like, if the fight
It's
changed in any way, I'd be
Yeah.
like okay with it, but it's the exact same thing, just
It
over
doesn't
and
get
over
like
again.
harder or more interesting. It's
No,
just you do
nothing changes about it. It's just do the same thing 8 times in a row, or 6, or you know.
Ugh. Bosses are like such a mixed bag. Like some of them are really good, like Galaxian and Pac-Man, and then some of them are just not good at all.
Yeah, like Windbag is a good
Anubis.
first boss,
Yeah.
because he's easy, and then
Simple
Anubis
and
is
easy.
just Anubis is way too hard.
Yeah. Really bad second boss.
Galaxian is good. Clown Pre is just stupid.
Yeah.
And then Chrome Keeper
Clown
is
Free would be better if it didn't have terrible controls.
yeah. And then all right,
Clown
so
Free
this
is one where you race and
Yeah.
it's
all right, this is the first maze where I could die. This maze is actually pretty scary, and I've already screwed my route up, so I'm probably gonna die.
shoutouts to when I was a young lad and thought it was clown pricks. I did not know French.
All right, so I totally butchered my route in this level, which means I'm basically royally screwed. Well, I might be able to work some magic here. I don't know.
I'll be right back.
Anubis Mortem. That's a great username, especially seeing the game I'm running. Alright, we good. That was really scary. Had no health with 2 ghosts on top of me when I beat the maze.
Oof.
Like, literally on top of me. Also, nice garage. I'm sorry about that.
Nice vacuum.
It's a garage, not a vacuum. Okay, I did not make that jump, but the game said I did, so we're gonna roll with it.
Joe, you should have just let the vacuum play instead of you.
I mean, you're not wrong.
Probably
I'm
would
not-
have had a better time.
Yeah, I mean, probably. I mean, the vacuum probably would have still gotten 2nd place in this category.
Wow.
Get owned at Rob the
Wow.
Gamer.
Throwing shade.
Alright, so I'm gonna bounce off this tree here to... Oh, what the heck was that? That has never happened before. Classic marathon luck.
Classic.
That has legitimately never happened before.
Never happened before.
That was fantastic. I've never seen that. Alright, let's try again. There we go. That's what's supposed to happen.
God. What was that? That was.
Alright,
truly-
there we go. Now we're in there, right? Alright, so you want to be careful when you land on that coffin, because right as you land on it, the game is loading a section in, and so if you try and jump off of it immediately, that's not allowed and you'll just die.
Pro tip: don't die.
Very, very good pro tip.
Thank you. I'm starting a new series called Pro Tips,
With
where I
Habib.
give you pro tips like don't die and go fast.
And so I get that one up because it doesn't actually lose me any time to get it, because I'm restricted by this cycle here. There's nothing.
Subscribe to Abif's Epic Pro Tips.
Make sure to go to youtube.com/user/MinecraftEpicWin for high quality content.
For real though, if you want someone who makes actual good content to subscribe to, check out my boy Exo Paradigm Gamer, who did a very good video on this game. Comparing it to
Yes.
the GBA version. Go check that out after this run. Very good.
I can back that up. It's a very good video. It's pretty lengthy, but he goes into a lot of details, like 30 or 40 minutes or something.
Yeah. I think it was like around 48 or something. That's about all his videos now. It's like an hour long.
Okay, so that's the end of that level. What is the context on the call out? There's only 2 times in 100%, and the second place time is really bad. That was the call out. Alright, Creepy Catacombs. This is a pretty good level.
Creepy Catacombs is good, yeah.
Yeah.
It has catacombs, and they're pretty creepy.
Yeah. The music in this level, it really helps to set the ambiance. I know.
Yo, but actually, shout out to the people that named these levels. They're like pretty epic names.
Oh, on the Minecraft kid? Oh, that's Abif's YouTube.
Oh, yeah. My old YouTube username was Minecraft Epic Win, and that's I can't change it back, so that's my YouTube channel.
So that I just skipped on did what a trick called underground skip to skip into this cave.
Underground skip is.
I'm gonna do some
There's
creative
like
platforming.
4
to get
different
this.
versions of that
Yeah,
skip.
that version is the one that you want to do. The other versions are terrible. Do not do them. Alright, this is the other maze that I can die in, so hopefully I don't die in here.
I remember you telling me that was like really precise when you found it, and now you get it first time.
Yeah, it's not hard.
You had to like go at a very specific angle or something.
Yeah, I thought it was real. I mean, you kind of do, but it's not hard. So,
Joe's just too good at the game.
I mean, that is
Nothing is a challenge
100%
anymore.
true. Okay, I probably should have done this.
Why have you been playing Minecraft, Alex?
Alright, I'm gonna tank this hit because who cares? I've got a lot of health. Okay, what the heck was that?
Dude, I wish I had Minecraft as homework. It'd be epic. But then again, that would mean I'm in school and have to do homework, and I don't want that.
That's very unepic.
True.
Alright, we got through that maze, so the likelihood of me dying in the maze is basically 0 now because the last maze is really easy. Although the gimmick
The
with
whole last level is kind of really easy.
the last level isn't. Yeah, it's like there's a
It's really
huge
short.
there's a huge chunk of it that you don't have to do.
Yeah, that's why. That's why it's so short. It's 'cause you,
Alright,
like,
so I
skip-
got bopped by that thing, but I can still make this cycle if I'm insane. There we go, still made it. So I didn't actually lose any time despite getting stuck there. Woof.
Can we see some oh my dogs in the chat, please?
Yeah, I've already saved the dog in this game. I saved him way back in the 5th level, but
Did we get any dog emotes back there?
no, I said Frank or Z and no one said anything. I was extremely
Come on,
disappointed.
guys. Sad.
Very sad indeed. Alright, so this skip coming up here is another one that I found. It's pretty funny and hilarious how it works. So I'm just gonna basically fall into this room. By
There we go. We got one.
just
Got one, lads.
boom, we just fell into the room.
Oh, the Lil Z. Nice.
Oh, okay, that was weird.
What was
I
that
didn't die.
noise?
I was standing on something and then it just moved me and started rolling me on a ledge and I wanted to not die and I succeeded, but it was scary. I was scared. And so I hit the switch to get the bell to open this door. There's no way to get behind this door early. I've looked. It would be a nice one to skip, but sadly the skip is
What are there like
On the-
invisible walls on all sides for
Yeah.
once in this game?
yeah, it's really really dumb.
The only time in this entire game. I don't think even if you could, unless you could skip it from like the wall on the left there, I don't think there's really anything you could do to make it even faster than just doing the normal strat, honestly.
Yeah. I'm gonna get another one up in this level because my score is gonna go over 10,000. Even though it's under it now, you get 5 points for every dot you finish a stage with. Yeah, 10,090
The
points.
last level.
What's that?
Not that you're gonna need it for the last level.
Yeah. Alright, Grave Danger. This is the last platforming level. It's got some cool skips, including this one at the start, that I just hilariously failed by just jumping off the edge like an idiot. So let's try again. That's better. Oh, garage again.
Nice. Do you think your garage could run the game?
Probably. Alright, that should be the end of the garage because it had to open and close for someone to park in it. So now we're good. So these clouds are terrible because it's really hard to tell where they actually are when you have to jump across the top of them, which is in a little bit. But they fixed some camera angles on this version so that it's not nearly as bad.
The biggest problem with it is that your drop shadow didn't appear on
Yeah.
Cloud, which is like the main source
Oh, nice.
knowing where you are in a 3D platformer.
Got a dropped jump. Just wanted to make sure I was still playing the right game. We are. We're good.
Classic. What an epic game.
Yeah, that's pretty epic. There's no way to skip this door either. I've looked. Oh, nice. That is bell door. That was a pretty epic death there, I must say.
Another really good one.
Yeah, so something we haven't mentioned with the ledge grab in this game is that it's possible, and by possible I mean very easy, to jump too far to grab a ledge and not far enough to make a jump, and that causes you to instantly die.
You just kind of bounce off of it. And
yeah, you
fall
hit it
down.
with like your
It's
chin,
really annoying.
and your chin cannot grab the ledge or land on it.
Pac-Man has no chin. It's like Leafy. So that top little joke. So my man Leafy is here.
I mean, I am on a
Really
90k though, Venominous, so...
excellent content creator. Very epic man.
Alright, so this maze, the gimmick here is there are no hazards, but there are 6 ghosts, so... that's kind of hard, I guess, except not really.
Joester the kind of guy to buy a 90k PS2 just for Pac-Man.
I mean, I will have 3 90ks in, like, a couple days, so...
Why?
One for each region. One for NTSCU, one for NTCJ, one for PAL.
You don't need that. You can soft mod the PS2 really easily.
Yeah, playing PAL games is weird though. It screws with the frame rate, and it's not allowed for a number of games.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like Crash 2, for example, is if you play the PAL copy on an NTSC console, it does really weird things to it. It's that message there that popped up in Japanese says Marathon released, which I would normally have to do to 100% the game if I was not playing this version. But I am playing this version, so we're not going to do that. We're just going to come over here, get the last letter in the game, and then a hype message will appear. It's way more hype on the US version since you can actually read it. But it's still pretty hype. And then I death abused because it's faster to get back to this area, because the end of the level is right over there. Alright, and then we just rev across these clouds. Okay, we don't rev across these clouds. That was epic. Okay.
I don't think I've ever seen anyone not rev across the clouds correctly. So, good job.
Alright, let's try that again. Shall we?
You shall.
Yeah, it's better. I was too far forward on the first one, which kind of screwed with me. Yeah, Venom, the mail guy already came by today, so I won't get it today, maybe tomorrow. Alright, so that's the last friend, and we beat the last level. So we're about 2-ish minutes from the end. Something that I'm going to do here that I wouldn't normally do in a run is I'm going to die in here. Normally I would just exit out because it's faster. But if I did that and then the final boss killed me, my run would be invalid. So we're just not gonna go with that. And I also wouldn't be able to refight him. So we're just gonna fight him.
If you level skip the final boss,
yeah, you can't fight him again.
It actually gives you extra percentage.
Well, it gives you the percentage for beating him.
It does. So you technically do get 100%, but it doesn't play the credits, and it doesn't trigger the end of the game properly. So we decided...
yeah, you're not allowed to do it. You could do that for any of the other categories, but it'd also make the run even really stupid, because you'd be like, yeah, here's the final boss, I died, I win the game. Like, no. That's really stupid.
Yeah.
Also,
final boss is actually really good.
It's a very good boss, very good music, and it's actually pretty difficult, so...
I forgot the Japanese version only takes 5 dots to throw a super dot instead of 10. Shoutouts to Pac-Man throwing nothing on the ground.
Yeah, that's always epic. There's nothing you can do about that. Okay, that's phase 1. It's now phase 2. I have to just bounce on his head by... why would it be invalid? Because I would skip the boss, so it would give me credit for beating him, and my file would have 100%. But not only would I not be able to fight him again, I would not trigger the end cutscene, which is a required, which is a requirement for actually being considered beating the game. So we've decided that making the game flag the final boss as beaten is not the same as beating the game. So you have to actually fight him. Plus, the run is way more interesting if you have to actually fight him, because this fight is very difficult to do fast.
It's a good way to end the speedrun.
Yeah, he's killed me on world record pace before, and in front of 100,000 people before, so... You know.
Classic. I think wasn't it like 180?
No, it was like 110.
Okay. I mean, at some point in the run, it got like pretty high.
Yeah, it was at a bad time, so...
Yeah, it was like 8 a.m. or something.
Alright, so time is coming up on the last hit here, so get ready on time.
6 a.m. or something.
One more hit, and that'll be time.
And you can
time.
manipulate the AI for his third phase there, so it goes very fast.
Yeah, so I got 125.56 with that run.
It's pretty epic.
Where was I for 100k viewers? I ran this game at HDQ 2017.
Shout out to the GDQ 2017 run of this game, where after stream in front of 100,000 people.
Yeah, so now just enjoy this cutscene. This is way better with the English voice actor, because you can actually hear what's going on, but the Japanese voice acting is so bad, it's arguably better. So this ghost is whining that nobody loves a ghost, and then Pac-Man's like, yeah, I'll love you, and then he eats him, and the game ends.
Got him. Classic trick.
Got him. So there's 100%. Again, because I didn't play marathon mode, if I did exactly what I did on the US version, that would only say 95%. So the requirements are slightly different, but this makes not having to do marathon mode makes this far more interesting, which makes me far more eager to submit it to future stuff. But I hope everyone enjoyed this run. If you want to learn how to run this game, or anything else about this game, you can always feel free to ask me or B for any of the other runners, and we'll help you out and teach you some tricks and stuff.
And if no one's live, you can just drop a thread on speedrun.com/PMW.
Yeah.
In the forums. Sure, someone will.
Yeah, someone will help you. We have a Discord server for the Pac-Man games.
Yeah, that's a thing.
We saw 3 of them run today. Another one's gonna be run on Sunday morning.
Guys, shoutouts to Miss Pac-Man Maze Madness, the greatest speed game.
Yes. Also, the credits are in English because, yes.
Oh, it's the end cutscene. Oh, it doesn't play the credits when
No, you have to manually play the credits, which is not a requirement.
I don't think I've ever watched these credits before.
Yeah, I just felt like playing them since it's a marathon, so why the heck not?
Epic, dude.
Yeah, so hope everyone enjoyed day 1 of this event, and
oh, was this the last run?
my runs in particular, because they were clearly the best.
Oh, it is. Yeah, shoutouts to Joester98. Really, really epic dude. Not as good as the vacuum though. I hope we see more of the vacuum tomorrow throughout the rest of the marathon.
Yeah. Heck yeah. Yeah, and if anyone was wondering, the world record in this category is 1:19:39 by me, so.
And just as one last reminder, Sunday morning, 9 a.m., be back with Yono and the Celestial Elephants, so don't miss that. It's a very epic speed game.
Heck yeah. Yeah, I can end the